help us to help you and others to produce more quality videos. How? Subscribe and share. Exchange rate for different purposes for the same date are defined in the system as exchange rate types. If we need to carry out currency translations between a number of different currencies, we can simplify exchange rate maintenance by entering a base currency for the exchange rate type. Instead of entering translation rates between every single currency, we only need to specify the translation rate between each currency and the base currency. All currency translations then take place in two steps: into the base currency and from the base currency into the target currency. We can use base currency, referred in SAP as reference currency, and use it as a base to translate rates between other currencies. For example, you define USD as the base currency. You maintain that 1 GBP equals 1.24 USD. You maintain that 100 JPY equals to 0.94 USD. The system derives the rate between GBP and JPY, though it is not maintained. Let's have a demo on this section. We can use transaction code OB07. We can follow the same tree. Here, check exchange rate types, just below the check currency codes. Let us create a new exchange rate type. Name it as A200. Exchange rate type for ABC, and I'll give base currency as USD. Save. We can go to transaction OBBS, or we can select define translation ratios for currency translation. Say yes. Let's go ahead and let's click on new entries. Our exchange rate type is A000 from USD to GBP, valid from today's date, ratio 1:1. Second one, A000 USD to JPY, today's date, and 1:100. 000 GBP to USD 19.6:1. A000 GBP to JPY 19.6 1:100. Now the last pair, JPY to USD 19:1. A000 JPY to GGP 10.6 100:1. So we have to maintain all the typical combinations for each of the currency codes. Save. So we are done with this activity as well. Now the fourth activity, maintain exchange rates. The transaction code is OB08. Let's go there. We can use transaction OB08, or we can enter it here, enter exchange rate. Use the same tree and then click on exchange rates. Now let's maintain the exchange rates. Click on new entries. Exchange rate type is A000, valid from today's date, from GBP to USD 0.23536. Second one is A000 186 JPY 0.93567. Okay, let's save. We have maintained the exchange rates. Okay, now let's go to the currency test converter. Transaction code is /n EWCT. Okay, the first one I'm going to test is GBP to USD, and then I'll change the exchange rate type which we have created. Okay, now the currency rate it's showing is 1.23536, the one which we have maintained. 1.23536. Now I convert 1 GBP to USD, it's 1.24. Okay, and then similarly I can use another currency pair. Click on other currency pair, use USD to GBP. Same thing, enter, it's 0.81. And then we go for JPY to USD, the second translation rate that we have entered. 100 JPY is equal to 0.94 USD. Now we'll check the GBP to JPY. This exchange rate we have not maintained in the system. Now see how the system calculates. Let's hit enter. You can see it's calculating as 132 JPY. 1 GBP is 132 JPY. If we look at our presentation, it will be converted as GBP to JPY is 132. We can also convert JPY to GBP. It will be 0.76. Let's check that as well. JPY to GBP, enter, and once I hit enter, it will calculate 100 JPY equals to 0.76 GBP. This is exactly what we want. So this is how the base currency works in SAP. We have looked at how translation using base currency works. Now let us understand the difference between these two translations, the standard translation and translation using base currency. So when we compare the differences, we need to understand two things: the translation ratios we maintain and the exchange rates we maintain, and what is the outcome. So when it comes to translation ratios, you can see the translation ratios I have maintained for both the type of translations is same. All the 6 combinations for all the 3 currencies: GBP to JPY, GBP to USD, JPY to GBP, JPY to USD, USD to GBP, USD to JPY. The same goes for the other translation type. We have already gone through the exchange rate type A000, which I used to explain the base currency translation. I have created one more exchange rate type, A001, and this exchange rate type doesn't use base currency. It uses standard translation using the exchange rates. So in the second screenshot under exchange rates, you can see I have maintained exchange rates for only 2 combinations for both the type of translations. The first 2 are for the base currency and the second 2 are for the standard translation. So you can see I have maintained GBP to USD, JPY to USD for both of them. Now when we maintain the same settings and same translation rates for both the translation types, you can see the difference. The standard translation is not going to translate if the exchange rate is not maintained in the table for any combination of the 2 currencies. For example, here I have maintained only GBP to USD. So you can see in the standard translation outcome, GBP to USD is getting translated. And the second exchange rate which I have maintained is JPY to USD. So you can see the JPY to USD is getting translated, and all the other 4 combinations which I have not maintained here. For example, if I want to translate from USD to GBP, system is not going to translate it. System is going to throw an error. But in the case of base currency, you can see I have maintained the exchange rates for both the currencies against USD, GBP and JPY. So system is calculating automatically for all the combinations that I have maintained in the exchange ratios. So this is the main difference between standard translation and translation using base currency. Now let me go to the system and show you how I have done the setting, and then show you how the system translates. So the first screen is currency translation exchange rate types. So you can see we have already seen this exchange rate type 8000 where base currency is USD. Now I have created one more. Here there is no base currency. This will use the standard translation. Now let me go and show you the translation ratios. You can see for 8000 where I am using base currency, I have maintained all the 6 combinations and maintained the ratios. The same goes for A001 for standard translation. I have used exactly the same ratios what I have maintained for base currency. So there is no difference in configuration whether you use a base currency or not. Your translation ratios must be maintained for every combination of currencies. Now let me go to the third screen where we maintain the exchange rates in transaction OB08. So here you can see for both A000 and A001, I have maintained only 2 combinations, GBP to USD, JPY to USD. For both of them, I have maintained the same combination. Now we have already seen how base currency works. Now let me show you what will be the outcome when we use standard translation. Okay, let us go to transaction. Let me open a new GUI window. Go to the transaction EWCT, and then let me go to the first combination, which is GBP to USD for the exchange rate type A001. 1 GBP equals 1.24 USD. So let us look at the exchange rate. GBP to USD. So it is 1.235. If we round it off, it will be 1.24. So this is correct. Now let us look at the second combination, which is JPY to USD. JPY to USD. 100 JPY will be 0.94 USD. So this is what it is. If we round it off, it will be 0.94. Now let me try another combination like USD to GBP. Let me see what the system shows. USD to GBP. Now remember, we have not maintained this exchange rate for this exchange rate type. Enter. Now system throws an error saying enter rate USD to GBP for rate type A0014 24/6/2020 in the system settings. That means we have not maintained the exchange rate for USD to GBP. So system is not going to work. So let me go now and maintain the exchange rate, and then we'll see. Let me copy this. So USD GBP. So this should be 0.81. Save. Now let me go to the same screen and hit enter. Now you can see it's not showing an error and it's showing the exchange rate. Now once I press enter, now it's translating the USD to GBP. So this is how standard translation and translation using base currency works. Please help us help you and others by subscribing and sharing our channel. Please watch the complete general ledger accounting videos by clicking on the playlist displayed on the screen. And if you have missed the last session, I have provided the link on the screen as well. So stay safe and see you in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.